Hey y'all, it's your girl Kim, and today we're gonna have a quick chit chat about this new reality show called Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. And the episode one was titled A Little Trouble in the A. And clearly, if you watch this show, it was a little bit more than just a little bit of trouble. But we'll get into that a little bit later. It starts off with Bow Wow. We all know him as Little Bow Wow, but because he is a grown man now, he likes to be called Bow Wow, and I respect that. He is visiting Atlanta at this time to figure out what he wants to do as far as in the music industry, where he wants to take his hip hop. Because now he's a father and he's grown from the person that he used to be. So he's trying to connect with old roots with Jermaine Dupri and Debrat. And he finds himself, figuring out what he wants to do as far as if he wants to move there. But it seems like he really didn't want to move there. He wants to just work there and go home because he lives in LA. That's where his daughter and the mother of his child lives. And so he was conversing with the mother of his child, like, I'm here to work. I want to grind. I want to get, back in the studio, figure out what I want to do with this music thing. But then in the next clip, it shows him getting turned up. He clearly told her, I'm not here to get turned up. I'm here to work. But he's in the hotel room with a whole bunch of girls and some guys and just drinks flowing. He's in the bed with these girls taking pictures and posting them on social media, and like he's just looking like he's having a good time. Maybe it's just because he's coming down, to Atlanta to like probably get partying out, but also trying to work as well, which Jermaine Dupri called him out on that. Like, he really feels like Bow's not ready to commit totally to getting back into the music industry. And he feels like he really like called him out on that. And Bow's like, he didn't want to hear it at the time, but he really needed to hear it. So, and then of course we know their relationship. Bow is pretty much like a son to Jermaine Dupri, son, brother, whatever you want to call it, but he is his mentor. Him and Debrat have helped this whole platform with Bow. So that's the reason why he pretty much came back to Atlanta to get familiar with whatever he wants to do now. And, because he's been in father mode for a little while, and they really want him to stay down there. They're like, you need to stay in Atlanta. You need to be in the studio. We can help you get focused, because if you want to travel back and forth from LA to Atlanta, you're going to lose that drive somewhere in between. And so Bow has to make a decision whether he wants to move to Atlanta or move his family to Atlanta, or if he just wants to figure out if he just wants to work in Atlanta and go back to LA to, spend time with his family. But clearly, Debrat and Jermaine are like, no, that's not a good idea. And the legends know best. So Bow, please listen to them. Anyway, with this show, Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta, we get familiar with several celebrities that we are familiar with. We learn their children, which are young adults now. We learn that they are growing into this industry, and I think it's a positive thing, because a lot of reality shows show a lot of drama, which of course I'm not trying to say this show doesn't have drama, but it shows that these kids, young adults, are really trying to get, maneuver their way into this industry. We got Deb Antony's son, whose name is Brandon. We know Deb Antony from Love and Hip Hop. We know her because Waka Flocka she's Waka Flocka's mother. And then also Brandon, who we didn't really get to see too much. I don't really even remember ever seeing him on Love and Hip Hop, but he has been in the footsteps of Deb and Waka Flocka, and he's trying to do his own thing at this point. We see him as a vocal coach to Zonique. Zonique is T.I. and Tiny's daughter. Tiny's daughter, T.I.'s stepdaughter, but whether you're a step parent or not, you're still a parent, correct? So we see Zonique wanting to be a solo star. She used to be in a group, but right now she's doing her own thing, and Tiny is her momager. And then also we see DJ Hurricane's daughter. I'm so sorry, I forgot her name, but she is a young woman who wants to be a fashion designer. And I thought that was awesome, because though her father DJ Hurricane from the Beastie Boys, you know, he did his own thing. All of these children, I'm calling them children, I'm so sorry. All of these young adults grew into the celebrity lifestyle. So they kind of all know each other, kind of technically. And then even in the episode, Brandon said that, I think her name is Anya, something like that. I forgot her name, I'm sorry, but I'm not really good with names anyway. But they said that they were cousins, so that's something that I didn't know. Maybe somebody else knew that, but I didn't know they were cousins. But I just think that that's awesome that they're showing these young people who are trying to really follow in their parents' footsteps, but in a different kind of way. And then we also get familiar with Reginae Carter, who is Lil Wayne's daughter, Lil Wayne and Toya Wright's daughter. If you've been living under a rock, you probably know this already. But we know that they have a special bond, a daughter and father bond. She is a daddy's girl. You can see that. Even Toya was saying in the episode that I'm the bad cop, he's a good guy kind of thing. So she's a daddy's girl. And the reason why I keep bringing that up is because later in the episode, you see the drama that unfolds between Lil Wayne and T.I. I'm not going to get into the T.I. and Tiny situation. I know this is based out of Atlanta, but because they probably recorded this whole series at an earlier time, the drama probably hadn't unfolded yet. It's just based on their child. So in a clip, you see Tiny talking to Zonique, trying to get her focused, telling her she needs to really get back into her music and stay focused in it. And of course, while she's sitting up here talking about that, she's on her phone and just all hell breaks loose. Lil Wayne had made a comment about the Black Lives Matter situation that was going on that made a lot of people mad. And it was just spreading like wildfire through blogs and on social media and stuff like that. So Zonique was talking about that with Tiny, and you know, Tiny really didn't want to make a comment on that. However, Zonique was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. And in another clip with Zonique, we learned that Brandon, I'm going to bring up back Brandon. We learned that Brandon is trying to maneuver into being a vocal coach. So he is Zonique's vocal coach. And he's trying to get her to sing on key. And while he's trying to do all his work with her, she's not as focused because Reginae is blowing up Zonique's phone. Now, Reginae and Zonique are friends, and they're like sisters as well because their fathers are these big celebrities. And like I said, all these kids grew up together and they all have the same lifestyle. So they're like sisters, slumber parties, all kinds of things going on with that. And she's reaching out to her like, I need to talk to you. I need somebody to talk to. And while Zonique is in this, I don't want to say recording session, but like this practice, Brandon's getting upset. He's like, you're wasting my time. You need to leave that aside. You need to focus and blah, blah, blah. But she's just like, well, I need to attend to my friend. We could do this later or another day. And basically like brush Brandon's aside, which really made him upset. And Zonique met up with Reginae. They started discussing all of this. Zonique was like, I wish your father didn't say that. She wishes her father didn't say that, but she's going to stay. They basically both agreed that they were going to stay out of the drama at that time. And then we roll over to another clip with Bow Wow with Da Brat and Jermaine Dupri. And they're basically both like, we want you to stay here and remain focused. And I'm going to bring this up just real quick. How with hip hop right now, I'm an 80s baby and I listen to 80s music, 90s music, early 2000s music. And I've just really witnessed a decline in hip hop at this time. There are some artists out there that are really doing really well. I love their music. But then there are some that light is just being shined on them. And I'm like, for what? I mean, it's like they're taking it as a joke. It's no seriousness in it. I mean, you don't have to be serious all the time, but the auto-tune, I feel, needs to stop. The originality is just not there. And you can't just be goofing around. I guess I can save that for a later date. But let's get back to the show. So Debrat and Jermaine are like, we really want you to focus. You can get turned up, but not like that. And he had a listening party that was coming up where him and Soldier Boy had a listening party together that Soldier Boy didn't attend to. But with Bow, it's been years since he's made something, so getting reintroduced to the industry probably is really tough. And then the fact that he's a father now, I can see why he feels like, okay, I might want to work here, but then I may want to leave and go home to my family. So we really don't know at this point in the season if he's going to move to Atlanta or if he's going to actually do this back and forth thing, because I can already see if he's going back and forth, that might be some problems. Who knows? But he has this listening party, and Zonique is there. Of course, she makes amends with Brandon because they left off on bad terms with her just leaving the vocal lesson, just like, I gotta go attend to my friend and blah blah blah. And I forgot to mention something with Lil Wayne's Black Lives Matter comment. We all know this from several months ago. That's why I said this show recorded like several months ago. T.I. had made a comment to Lil Wayne's comment on social media. And then with that being said, Reginae, of course, was meeting with Zonique again. And she's like, I really wish your father wouldn't have said that. And Zonique was like, well, we don't need to get in between all of this, which is understandable. They're friends. And that can be a very tough spot for you to be a friend of somebody and your father and her father or his father, whatever, is beefing. That could be a tough spot for a young adult. So, and then especially with social media, it just goes like out there. There's no phone calls, no written letters no more. It's like, I'm posting this, and whether it hurts you or not, oh well. So Zonique is at this party, and another friend of hers, Deb Anthony, is there. Debrat's there. Of course, it's Bow Wow's party, so he's there. The only one that wasn't there was Jermaine Dupri, of course, but Reginae wasn't there because she wasn't old enough to get into the party. Because she's 17, she hasn't turned 18 yet. And so she's on a mommy date with her mommy, Toya Wright. And like, I love Toya. Like, oh my God, like, ever since her and Tiny had that show on BET like a long time ago, I've always respected her as a woman. And she's also an entrepreneur. She's a book writer. She's an author, Lord of mercy. And Reginae wants to follow in her mom's footsteps as to be an entrepreneur one day. So you got Zonique wanting to be a solo artist. You got Reginae wanting to be an entrepreneur. You got DJ Hurricane's daughter wanting to be a fashion designer. And then, of course, you got Brandon wanting to be somewhere in the music industry. So that's some good things, that at least they have some foundations that they want to build off of instead of just using their parents' name, which they probably will. But still, they show some positivity in that. But Reginae is meeting with her mom. And they have a mommy-daughter date, and Toya basically was just telling Reginae, like, look, this grown band business, I understand you're upset, but that's between them. You don't need to be getting in the middle of all of that. So, Reginae finds herself, like, well, I don't like what he said about my dad. That's her father. She's going to back him up 100%. And, of course, her mom is trying to tell her, you don't need to, you don't need to be saying anything. And Toya excuses herself and goes to the bathroom. And that's when the drama unfolds, where Reginae commented on T.I.'s comment about her father. And at the party, Zonique sees that comment and gets upset a little bit. Like, I can't believe she did that. I thought we weren't going to get in the middle of it. And now clearly she's in the middle of it. So I wonder what's going to happen between that, because of course it stops there, because some more drama unfolds at Bow Wow's launch party, because there was some guys that showed up at the party and they weren't invited. These were men that Bow Wow used to hang out with, and he did not want them there. He's like, I don't want them here. He's trying to, you know, scour some people together. He's trying to find the brat, because the brat's like, you know, surfing the crowd or whatever. And he's trying to let everybody know these people are not supposed to be here. They're probably dangerous men carrying guns or whatever, because the topic of guns and who got a gun kept coming up. So you don't know if it was a shootout at this club. I don't think it was, because I don't remember seeing anything in the media about it. But it would have been bad if something like that was to happen. I would have felt like, oh my God, because we've all seen drama like that go down at these different events and parties and concerts and stuff. So I'm glad that did not go down. But clearly he didn't want them people there. So and Dupri was like, I don't have my gun on me. Yeah, Dupri, you just got out of jail a couple years ago, so hopefully you ain't got no gun on you, because we don't want you going to jail again, because I miss seeing your face, and I miss seeing your music. I miss hearing your music, because I was a huge Dupri fan I'm still a huge Dupri fan. What am I talking about? Like, I was just listening to her song with Tyrese. Y'all remember that? I was listening to that the other day. But anyway, she was like, I don't have a gun, but the guy that was at the bar, or not at the bar, but with her at the time, was like, well, I got mine. And that would have been an ugly situation. Like, if that would have showed on, they probably wouldn't have aired that on TV, right? You never know, but I'm kind of glad they didn't. But anyway, it cuts off right there. We see the previews of what's going to happen next in this season. It looks like Deb is gonna get into it with Toya. It looks like Val's getting into it with some people as well. I mean, it was just like, it's clearly gonna be a little bit more of a problem in the A, but I really hope that all of these people remain focused on what they want to do in this music industry, because it's not just about parties and just throwing money in the air and stuff like that. Hip-hop is an actual genre, is actual things and facts you can talk about. So please, guys, remain serious. Val, please get in the studio. I mean, I'm not much of a fan of yours, but I'm rooting for you, because I'm more familiar with your work than I am anyone else's on the show. I'm rooting for Zonique. So my camera decided to cut off at a certain part where I was talking about Bow Wow and how I'm rooting for him. So I went ahead and took a little quick pause to spritz my hair down, because y'all didn't tell me that my mane was starting to frizz up. So I had to spritz it down, because where I live at is raining, and anytime it rains, my hair, humidity, and rain do not get along. But anyway, back to what I was saying before I got really interrupted by my new camera, is I'm rooting for you, Bow Wow. I'm rooting for Zonique and her career in going into being a solo artist. I'm hoping that everything goes well between her and Reginae, because, you know, having two fathers that, you know, are very outspoken, and then also legends, and then those two girls grew up together. I hope everything goes well for, you know, that situation. I guess we'll see during this season where that's going to take their friendship. I'm rooting for you too, Brandon, because I see the closeness you have with your mom, but I see that you're trying to get out of her, you know, footsteps and trying to make something of your own, which is understandable. And I don't think I'm leaving anybody else out. Oh, DJ Hurricane's daughter, I think I've already mentioned her as well, being a fashion designer, so I hope that goes well with her too. And without, let's see, is there anybody else I'm forgetting? I'm hoping I'm not forgetting nobody, because I'm re-recording this very end. But anyway, leave your comments below, guys, and let me know what you thought about the first episode, A Little Trouble in the A. I thought that it was definitely a lot of drama, and of course it's going to continue. Hopefully we see some, like I said before numerous times, I like to see positivity, because they always portray black people to always have a lot of drama, which is not fair. We are, you know, we have so much to offer to the world, so I'm hoping that they show that positive stuff too. But anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Please be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And then also check out our website. It's Writers Vlogs with a V. And we have a ton of information, a ton of stuff that we talk about on there as well. And I hope you all have a good day. It's actually Memorial Day tomorrow, so I'm about to get prepared to get all the food prepped and cooked. So if y'all cooking something, be sure to leave me a plate and FedEx it to me. I really appreciate that. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for coming to Writers Vlogs. In the description box, you'll find links to our social media, blog, and anything else you need to know. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Mwah!